Hi, and welcome back to my channel, Excel Sheets Made Easy. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you can get all my latest tips for using Microsoft Excel and Google Sheets workbooks. Today we're going to cover basic formatting for beginners to get you started using Microsoft Excel for the first time. So when you open a new workbook, this is what it's going to look like. It's going to be a blank sheet just like this one. At the top of the page, you have your toolbar, which has a variety of menus, and below is your ribbon with the tools that you will use frequently. If you need to hide the ribbon, you can do so by clicking the arrow here at the end of the ribbon, and then you would just select Show Tabs Only, and it would hide it. If you want to bring it back, you just click one of your menu headers, and then you would just pin it back here by clicking Always Show Ribbon. So next, if you want to add some text to your spreadsheet, all you have to do is click the box that you want to add it to, which in Excel it's called a cell. So you click the cell, and then you just begin typing your data. Okay. So next, what you can do once you have some data in your spreadsheet is format your data. So you could use your toolbar here to either change the font, which you just click the drop down and select the font that you like. And here's some previews of what they look like. And then you can either change the size here by selecting a specific number, or you can just go up a size here by clicking this, or you can go down a size here by clicking this. You can also make your text bold, italicized, underlined, or you can just change the color here by selecting whichever color you like, or you can click more colors to find any color in the spectrum that you would like. You can click custom to adjust the intensity of the color, and then you just click OK to apply that color. You can also change the color of the cell itself by highlighting the cell or multiple cells, and then you just click the fill button, which looks like a paint bucket, to whatever color you want to fill it with. So the next thing we can do is, let's say you want to adjust the width of the cell so that way it'll fit your data. So if you already have data in the cell, you can just double click between the two columns and that'll automatically adjust it to the width of the data itself. But if you don't want to do that, you could just click and drag the border between the cells and adjust it to whatever length that you want it to be. And the heights of the cells work the same way. You would adjust the row height by just clicking and dragging it, or you can also double click between the two cells to adjust it to the data that's already there. If you don't want to make the cell wide, let's say you just want your header to be this wide and you want the text to all still be visible, because if there's text in the cell next to it, it won't show all the data that you have here in your first cell. You can also use the wrap text feature to wrap the text across multiple lines within your same cell if the text is longer than the width of the cell and you don't want to have a wide box to accommodate the data. If you need to select all the cells in your workbook, you can click the upper left rectangle here to select all. If you only want to select certain cells, rows, or columns to update formatting for large areas, you would just left click with your mouse and drag to highlight the cells that you want to edit. So let's say, for example, we're going to fill these all with blue so that they are all the same. Okay, so let's say you want to add borders to the cells to make it look like a table. You would just select the cells you want to include in your table, and then you come up here to your border section, you click the arrow next to it, and you can either add a bottom border, top border, left border, right border. You can remove the borders if there were some. You can do all borders, outside borders, thick outside borders, different bottom borders, and top borders. You can also change the color of the borders here to another color. And if you need to see all the options, you can go to more borders, and there's different ones that have dashed lines, solid lines. You can also adjust the color here. So let's say we're going to do orange borders on the outside and inside, and then you click OK to apply it. So now we have our borders. So just to make that a little bit clearer, I'm going to remove the fill to a light gray. That way you can see the borders a little bit better. You can also make the borders thicker if you like by going to your more border options. And you can adjust the thickness here. And then you just reapply it to the outside and inside. And then you see the borders are now thicker and in the same orange. So after you create some data in your sheet, so I'm going to come here to a sample data sheet that already has some information. You may find that you need to insert a row or a column to have some more space. So to do that, you would just select the column by clicking the lettered header, and then you right click and you do insert, and that'll add a column to the right of where you are. I'm sorry, to the left of where you are. And then we can also use the same method if you need to delete a column or hide a column, unhide a column. If you hide it, the data is still there, it's just not visible. If you delete it, of course, it's gone. You can also clear the contents if there was data in there that you just didn't need. So we're going to delete that one to remove it back out. And the same works for if you need to insert a row or even multiple rows. So let's say I want to insert 3 rows. I just right click and click insert, and now it adds 3 rows. So when you insert rows between 2 different formattings, you can select the insert options and do it to format as same as above or same as below. So in this case, we want to add rows to the table, so we did same as below. And when you insert a row, they always insert above where you're highlighted. So next, we're going to save our workbook just so we don't lose our work. So to do that, you would just do File, and then you do Save As, and it will prompt you to find a location where you want to save it on your computer, and then you also will be able to enter your file name there. If you have a OneDrive subscription, you can also set up your autosave option by toggling the switch from off to on, and then that will save to your OneDrive account. It'll pop up a pop-up to prompt you to select your account from there. And and then that's it. So here we're going to delete these rows back out so that way we can show how that works. So you can also cut or copy if you wanted to use that data somewhere else in your spreadsheet. And you can also, like, if you wanted to adjust the row height just for those, you can select a specific height, let's say 30, and then those cells would just be impacted by that change. So any cells you have highlighted together will all be changed at the same time when you do these adjustments to formatting. So in this case, we're going to delete these back out by right-clicking and selecting Delete. And that's it. Congratulations, you've successfully created and completed basic formatting on your first spreadsheet. Take some time to continue to explore the options I've shared and let me know in the comments if there's more sheets or Excel features you need help with.